she been command me.
I cannot believe this. It's delayed again. You've got to be kidding me. I'm done. I'm so done. I just want to go home. Why can't anyone fix this? I can't.
Inside Apple Park. I don't know how long I've got before someone realizes I do not belong here. Operation Bite the Apple begins. Cameras on my chest. I'm inside.
That's why we're launching Sora 2 inside the Sora app.
This is
allowing
crazy.
everyone to push the limits of their imagination and create in ways we never thought possible.
This is
Every
crazy.
last one of those images you just saw was AI. None of that was real, and none of those people you actually saw were real people. Well, they actually are real people. It's just the AI is the one making the videos of them. With this new release of Sora 2, AI video has gotten out of control, and it seems like anything is possible now. Back in the day, if I was to show you an AI video, you would easily be able to tell that it was completely fake. Nowadays, especially with this new model that they're showing off, it seems like it's going to be harder than ever for anybody to tell what's real and what's fake on the internet. Also, with the fact that they're actually trying to introduce a version of TikTok encouraging a bunch of people to continuously make videos so that they can doom scroll AI TikTok. It's kind of crazy when you really think about it, but I'm gonna go a little ahead of myself, so why don't we start with the very beginning? What even is Sora 2, and why is it taking AI video to the next level?
Flagship video and audio generation system, and you just saw a taste of what it can do. The first thing you'll notice when you get your hands on this model is how much smarter it is at physical interactions than any prior video generation system. In the past, really complex dynamics like an Olympics gymnastics routine or maybe doing a backflip on a wakeboard were really tough. Sora 2 is much more robust at handling these types of complex collisions and modeling dynamics in a way that feels extremely natural. First Sora model that simultaneously generates both video along with audio. And it's a very general purpose system. You can generate dialogue in a variety of languages, spanning multiple speakers. You can generate sound effects and even soundscapes. As by observing a short clip of, say, me, Rohan, or Thomas, you can then take that individual and insert them into any Sora-generated environment. By just observing any clip of not even a human, but even a pet or an object, the model understands it really deeply and then can inject it into any prompt as if it were just another text token.
Video generation as a whole is a pretty scary topic because in all reality, well, things like ChatGPT or other OpenAI type sources, it makes sense. You can have a conversation with ChatGPT to help you with your homework or to help you with X, Y, and Z, but once it comes to video, only notoriously bad things happen. In my mind, at least, you don't really need an AI video to do much. What's really the point? You want to generate an AI video of you doing a kickflip? You go outside and do that yourself. And what makes it a lot crazier is we've already seen bad things happen with things like ChatGPT, where it's just an AI you can talk to. You can only text them. But now with AI video, people are going to go off the rails. In my mind, at least. We've already heard stories of people sitting here trying to marry AI chatbots or taking them out on dates or having them as therapists. Well, don't worry, because you can take it a step further with Sora, where you can generate your entire story, a whole fanfic. Wattpad readers are losing their mind with this because now you can just be that story that you want. And you don't actually even have to live in the real world where you can just create your own. And I'm not just exaggerating when I say you can literally just be that story. The new feature that they're literally popularizing is the fact that you can take an entire video of yourself and put yourself into any story you want. We saw that Carter PCs actually did this on TikTok.
Inside Apple Park. I don't know how long I've got before someone realizes I do not belong here. Operation Bite the Apple begins. Cameras on my chest. I'm inside. You see somebody?
Security pinged near here.
They've literally got Find My Carter turned on. Hiding behind this fancy wood column like a spy in an Apple commercial. Oh no. It already does the bend thing. You can't tell me that's not designed.
Sir, you need to come.
Why
did
they
make bro like 5'2"?
You said durable, I'm proving it. You don't have to hold both arms like I'm stealing iPads.
Outside now.
This video was fully
What
AI
the
generated.
fuck?
OpenAI gave me access to the new Sora app, and you basically scan your face, type the video description, and it does everything else. Copying my face and my voice is obviously impressive, but look at the subtle things. Like my hair moving when I'm shaking my head.
That's inside Apple Park.
That's insane. Or this one, look at our hands. They actually look normal. AIs can usually not do hands. The main thing it struggled with is actually telling a coherent story. It was mostly just a bunch of random clips, and then
that was still bad too.
What did surprise me though is this video is actually reasonably funny, and I didn't write any of the dialogue or anything I said. It came up with that.
Now, obviously, that video isn't perfect. It's still AI.
It's pretty
it's
bad.
Still learning.
But imagine
at the beginning,
a
at
year.
a very glance, especially on an app like TikTok, where your brain's already fried, a lot of people are probably going to take that and be very surprised at how realistic it actually is. And towards the very end, it gets a little bit wonky. But just like Carter said, with the subtle things of his hair moving, the actual hands looking like real hands, the exceptional leap that AI video has come, and just the path.
Just imagine one person who has that creative brain that does something that's gonna spark everybody, because it happens with everything. It takes one person to have a crazy idea does it, and everybody started doing it. Oh, you can use it for this. You could use it. Because at first we was asking questions to ChatGPT, and then that one student said, "Can you just do my homework?" And then it does it. And then now everybody's doing homework, and then it takes the next person who got inspired from that to do, and it works like that.
Years is insane. Some of y'all seeing this video might not even understand why it's so outrageous for AI to be this good. Because the first time we saw AI videos, or at least an AI video that was going around as heavy as the stuff on Sora, was back when they did a Will Smith eating spaghetti video. And let me tell you, that was some of the weakest, worst AI you could ever see in your entire life. So to make a jump from this all the way to stuff like this.
Ready when you are. 3, 2, 1, go.
No, that's ridiculous.
That is beyond
That's
insane
crazy.
and still genuinely scary, as I do understand how cool it is to see these AI videos and have the ability to add yourself to literally any video you can imagine. It still begs the question how this will affect a lot of things in the world, like content creation, animation, or
shit. My next summer on Instagram gonna be crazy. Then
already flood people's feeds more on Facebook than anything, because most AI videos are pretty noticeable. But with things like that making its rounds, I wouldn't be surprised if more people are trying to replicate actual high quality YouTube videos, high quality TikToks, or anything of the sort in order to gain views or gain traction in a pretty slop made way, which is crazy coming from a slop content creator. But that would be even worse slop because it's AI and not actually a person behind it, and I'm not really doing any work but just putting in a prompt. This has already been a noticeable thing, like platforms on YouTube have been having a flood of AI content before the Sora model came out, where it's pretty obvious content, but it was getting millions to millions of views. So it's basically just a money printer for anybody that got on it, to the point where they had to roll out new guidelines for content like that. And if it continues to become unnoticeable and undistinguishable from previous AI and becomes more realistic, then what are you really gonna do? You can't just sit here and try to run every last piece of content through an actual filter, right? People want to age verify or ID verify just so you know that they're a real person. No one's gonna really be going for that. And then on the flip side, where we have things like animation, where it could put pretty much a lot of jobs in jeopardy.
For me, that right there is different, because we're all sitting here saying, yo editor, we need an editor to make a story time. Remember the story time era where we were all, they're still out there, but it was story times, and then everyone was doing animations for it. Just tell Sora or Chat, well not Chat, but Sora 2, I guess, to do it now.
Sora is also really good at making high quality animations, specifically in the anime style.
Yep, we're cooked. Sora 2 just dropped and people are using it to make studio quality anime. Is that Goku versus Saitama? Yo! How you look so good? Just one. First of all, millions of people just lost their job. But
That's
on the
crazy.
bright side, you're telling me I can see Sasuke versus Akaza like it was made by Ufotable? Zenitsu versus Vegeta? Mr. Aura Farmer himself, Sung Jin Woo versus Gojo? I feel like that one meme right now of that guy who be like, ladies and gentlemen, we have entered a new era. I can see Goku go Super Saiyan 1000. And this is the worst it will ever be.
Stuff like that is wild, and if you go out and just search
crazy.
up Sora 2, you will see a lot of videos, hundreds to thousands of a bunch of different things, and different animation styles, and different actual like YouTube concepts, and different TikTok concepts, all types of wild stuff. I don't want to sit here and fearmonger this entire video, even though
you fearmongering for sure.
The improvements and the bad things people are probably going to try and do with this new app, but they actually do talk about a bunch of safeguards when they are introducing it, specifically with who can actually use your face when you upload the feature, because that would be a crazy thing if I upload my face and then some random person in another part of the world can just get to use my video and do whatever they want with it, along with the fact that they are apparently marking it safely with every single video to make sure that they know for a fact it's AI, putting a specific watermark that's supposed to be there, and even being able to trace it back if it somehow disappears.
In this flow, you'll be asked to record a dynamic audio prompt. We'll present you with some random audio challenge. Then there'll be a liveness check. You'll be asked to move your head in certain directions. And then that'll get sent to our systems where we do tons of validation. Basically,
So I'm guessing that you can't use it for anybody else.
Indeed
You gotta scan
on
them.
the network. Who can use this cam? You can decide only I can use my cameo, people I approve, mutuals, everyone. You are in full control of your likeness on this network. There is no way for someone to generate you without you having given explicit permission and gone through this cameo.
So
there's ways.
everything that is created with your cameo, when you've authorized somebody to give with permission, you have full rights over, in the sense that you can delete it. You're treated like an owner of that video.
Generated when it's ever off our platform. So we have several provenance techniques. First and foremost, things are visibly watermarked when you export them off our app. So if these things are floating around other networks, you'll see the Sora animation there. We also have some techniques internally to always trace back generations we see to Sora if we see things floating around the internet, and we have C2PA as well. And then we're working on top of all the amazing moderation that's come with Sora.
You know they working hard. He losing right here. He probably like 28. He going down. You know, he's putting in effort. We know the guy who just put the name on the project right here. And we know who the actual brains is. He got the money. He's just a cool friend that lighthearts everything, that kills all the stress, and he visually did all of the programming.
And in image gen, we have reasoning models under the hood that make sure it's very difficult.
And I'm the consumer that's going to buy it regardless to keep up
cameo feature
with everything.
No one can create.
I just ended
X-rated
racism.
Violent content, and that is the case with all the sort of guardrails we put.
That just sounds like a dream come true. No X-rated content, no violent content. Nobody can use your likeness unless you say so. They are going through apparently a lot of safeguards. Even if you decide that you actually want to use the app, you put your likeness on the app, you are the one that gets to choose who gets to use it and who doesn't. Now, we also have a watermark so that people, when they export the video,
crop that shit out.
It's AI. My thing is, all of that sounds great. There are a lot of safeguards on every app that get broken every single day. I mean, there was a whole exploit with ChatGPT when it first came out to have it do things that it wasn't allowed to do. So eventually, at some point, I wouldn't be surprised if some weirdos are going to try their hardest to get Sora to do things that it's not supposed to do at all. Along with the fact that you can find a bunch of Sora 2 videos without the actual watermark showing that is AI, because you could just screen record it or find other ways to circumvent actually having to sit there and have the watermark on there. So what are you supposed to do then? If that video gets posted to some platform like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, Instagram Reels, and then gets popular enough, then maybe we'll find out it's AI. But what is considered popular enough for people to track back where it came from in order to see if it's AI or not? Where is it going to get popular enough to sit there and diagnose every last frame to see if, hey, that hand looks a little bit weird, hey, that looks a little bit wonky, maybe this isn't actually real.
My thing is, like, even at this, there's still like the men who made it, those 3 men are human, which means the things they do are in human capabilities, which means there's other people in the world that are vastly smarter, have more skill, that have more time on their hands. It can take 3 years to break the Sora thing, whatever, Sonora, whatever. They did it in a year, and they're scaling and whatever. But it can take someone 5 years, and then they'll hack it, and then some shit will go down to where we're all hiding from robots. You know what I mean? Like, it's a never-ending problem. It's not like, okay, we put this in place then. It's like, nah, when you're raised with something, it becomes regular. So, like, when I was raised, we had iPads. For the kids above me, the years above me, their iPads, they were locked. We were growing up, well, we getting iPads next year, going into 6th grade. We getting iPads. We got iPads, right? There's these kids that I took off the guided access. We're like, how the hell you do that? They're like, bro, all you gotta do is this. It's like, how'd you find out about that? That happens with everything.
It's really complicated and really
I was just
money,
yapping, but
especially when that's the whole point. They want this AI route to go down. Their new innovation and their whole idea for this Sora 2 app is that people get on there and use it as a social platform, because apparently this AI is created to make people closer together.
Sora is pre-revenue. If you show revenue, people will ask how much, and it will never be enough. The company that was the 100x or the 1000x is suddenly the 2x dog. But if you have no revenue, you can say you're pre-revenue.
Let's keep going.
Okay, watch this. I'm gonna turn the lights off. Whoa, wait a second. Why am I a cartoon? That wasn't supposed to happen. The lights are still on.
Back on the news again, the man from last month can't stop eating McDonald's ketchup straight from the dispensary.
It really does feel
that's
different.
crazy.
It feels like a new medium, like a new way of connecting with your friends in a way that I was even surprised by. With the notion of like connections, one thing we've noticed over time is a lot of social media in general has moved away from the idea of friends and kind of family connections. We believe that Sora can lean into this because it's just so easy to create. It's so easy to create in a way that wasn't possible before. And with that, in the feed, we're going to be heavily prioritizing connected content.
You come into this app with your friends. This is really best experienced in a social way, almost as a new form of messaging.
In this already chronically online world that we're in, where loneliness just seems to keep going up and up, what we all needed to connect ourselves together to stop that divide was an AI TikTok? I'm genuinely very confused on how they came up with that idea. Obviously, it's just to push more people to come in to use the app. Hey.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I feel like if you want people to get together, you don't make a app to make people together, unless it's like a loneliness thing and we meet in person. You don't put something in the middle of a connection and say this is for the connection. But I could be wrong. What do I know? I ain't a CEO or a developer or a founder or nothing. So that'll end the video right there. I'll see y'all in the next one. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm out.